There you go. Welcome back to another Conductor Thursday live stream. I'm back with the one and only TommyToonWorld. Sir, how you doing tonight? How are you, man?
Man, I'm great. Thanks for having me on, Conductor. I'm excited. I know we got a lot of Disney news to talk about, as well as some Universal.
Absolutely. And you were just down here in SoCal at Disneyland, and the first topic we're going to jump into is Lunar New Year. But before we do that, can you let everyone know at home where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at TommyToonWorld and on Instagram at TommyToon_. I'm also on X and Bluesky and TikTok under TommyToonWorld. Not so much to TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, kind of went dark there for a hot minute, and then now it's back. So I don't know what the hell's going on with it because I can't even re-download it on the App Store. So I don't know what the hell is. I don't know. It's getting weird. But Lunar New Year, you were just down here. You did it the first day. You ran into all sorts of content creators. Obviously, you don't have your video out yet. You're still editing. But explain just the atmosphere on when you were there on day one, what that felt like.
Oh, man, there's nothing like day one. So it seemed like everything started at 11 in the morning, but I got there right when the park opened. So I was in there checking everything out. I seen David Vaughn there. He was really nice. He's a really nice Disney influencer. He said, "What's up?" I grabbed a picture with him. Um, Man, the ambiance and the vibe was crazy, but it was really crowded. Hats off to
Oh,
Disney for keeping all the food going and nothing was sold out. It was a fun time, man. Like, I have to admit, I went there last year, but it was the last week it was going on. This time I went there the first week, let alone the opening day. But yeah, I had a blast, man. It was definitely something to do, and I know you hit there today, man. What did you think?
well, to tell you the truth, just to start off, I did a live stream right in the morning because I started off at Disneyland and not being at the park for almost 3 years. Man, what a difference! Just downtown Disney, riding the trams because when the last time I went to Disneyland, they just barely brought the trams back because they were sitting for a long time, partially due to COVID, but on the other aspect, they didn't have enough drivers trained to drive these big trams. So I kind of was at the tail end of that. So to be back at the park to ride my favorite ride, I had to ride Indiana Jones. That was the first ride I had to hit out of the gate. Then I went Thunder Mountain. Man, brought back a lot of great memories. Then I hit Haunted Mansion. I saw the bride. Did a little bit of a live stream. That hit hard. Walked around downtown Disney. Filmed another video for Avengers Reserve. Then did another live stream for um for the Avengers show. It was the Guardians of the Galaxy um awesome dance party. So I did that. Then did another video on Lunar New Year and did another video on the Oh my God. Wonderful World of Sweets at Downtown Disney. I'm like, holy crap. That was a lot of videos, but it was totally worth it. It's just, man, the only things, and I get it, it's refurb season that they had down, which I wouldn't have liked to ride, was the monorail. They had that down. The Disney Railroad, they had that down because they're working on sections of the track, trying to revamp it. And then obviously, Tomorrowland's still a ghost town, but I won't go there because that's a sore subject. But yeah, so just being there was absolutely incredible. And as a programming note, we got locked in, me and you both, for the Disneyland 70th. Me and you are both going to link up the first day of the Disneyland 70th, and I cannot even tell you how excited I am for that. That is going to be fire. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we're locked in. We got in there. I'm ready. I'm ready for the 70th. Hopefully they drop the dates so the reservations for the Magic Keys go down, because, man, you need to get that reservation for that date.
Oh, yeah. I need to jump on that like my pants are on fire. Literally.
Yeah, man. Congrats, man, on getting the Magic Key.
I did. I got the Inspire. The most expensive key, but I said, you know what? It's worth it, because when I got to the parking structure this morning, I cannot tell you the stress that was lifted off of me, not knowing that I had to pay that $35 parking. Man, that was so much easier. So much easier. And I still have my magic bands. So I linked my magic key to it. I walked right to the gates. They tapped my magic key. Obviously, because I was the first time using my Inspire key, they asked for my ID. But later on that day or today, I went to DCA. All they did was tap my magic band, walked right in, not an issue. So I loved it. So it was a breeze getting through there, and I walked around downtown Disney, walked around Parkside Market, and dude, I walked in there, freaking mind blowing. Just the architecture is just, oh my God, it's next world. And then I'm looking at the Avengers Reserve. I went into D-Lander. I didn't film it because I was talking to you off camera a couple of days ago, and you kind of said it was kind of like a, catered more for the boutique kind of women's store. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing I want to film in there. Sorry, I'm not gonna film a video about a boutique shop. But then next to that, there's a vacant spot. So it makes me wonder if another store could be coming to that building. What it could be, I don't know. But as I'm walking in that area, dude, I just get this huge whiff. I mean, a huge whiff of that. What's that restaurant? Din Tai Fung restaurant. They were cooking something, and it just whiffed me. I'm like, oh my God. It made me so hungry, dude. And then I'm checking on the ESPN zone because they're tearing that apart. They're going to have 2 new tenants going into that massive building. So just overall, being at Disneyland after almost 3 years of not, amazing. Absolutely amazing. But I want to get into this Disney food guide because obviously you did it. I did it today. I loved it. The food was great. There were 2 drinks I absolutely loved. So we're gonna get into that for sure. And they had a lot of decor. These are the sip and savory passes. You get 6 tastings or whatever that's connected to this pass. So you get 3 options when you buy this pass. You have Mickey and Minnie, you have Goofy, and isn't that Maribel? Yeah, that's Maribel, isn't it? The female Goofy, I think. Clarabelle. Then you have Donald, Duck, and Daisy. And the lady asked me, because I have a magic key, so I got the magic key lanyard with one of these badges, and I said, I have to go OG. I have to go with Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, so I did that.
So
But
Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse are in Korean, and
yes,
Goofy and Clarabelle are in Vietnamese, and then Donald Duck and Daisy are in Chinese.
yes. Whoop,
Yeah, so like the Sip and Saver, it's 48 for people with that are non-magic key holders, and then it's 45 for magic key holders. So you can get 6 each time, or you get all 3 and get 18. I got 2 cards. I got 12. So I hit 12 different items all in that day, starting at 11 in the morning to 7:30 at night.
man, that's a
I
lot
was
of food.
grubbing.
That's a lot of food.
It
You
was a
know,
lot of food for sure.
oh, definitely. And something they did differently this year, which I kind of like. In years past, even with Lunar New Year and the other events, food and wine, you got the festival of holidays, they always had these little tabs around the pass. I was talking to the cast member that sold me my pass today, and she said they're trying this new way where you don't have the tab so you don't lose it. And all you do is they scan the back of that card and you peel off a little sticker which has a code. And what you do is when you go to the booth, they scan it. And then on the little keypad that they have down below, you type in the 4-digit code that's on the card. And then it registers as one of your tastings. So I
Yep.
kind of like that.
So do I.
I really do like it because it's a better security measure. 2, I kind of feel like the tabs they would fall off. If they're rubbing against your jacket or your shirt, or you're rubbing and you accidentally hit someone in line trying to wait for, let's say, Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that, and a tab breaks off, someone can use that. Now they can't really use that because if someone goes to the booth, so even if the pass kind of flings around, which it did for me today because it was super windy at DCA today, even if someone got a picture of the barcode and your little code, and they went to one of these, booths, they still couldn't use it because they would ask, "Hey, where's your sip and savory pass? Why do you just have it on your phone?" Because I asked about that. I said, "Well, what happens if that happens?" And they're like, "We're not going to honor it if they don't have the sip and savory pass with them. So you have to have that pass with you. They won't just scan it off your phone. You have to have it." So that's a great they're acknowledging. So
that is great. Now I feel like it's more they're catering more for the cast members at this point. They don't have the physical item of holding the tabs. They don't have to count that. Then, like you said, you mentioned the 4-digit number is basically a debit. So where you would punch in your debit PIN number, you just punch in the 4 numbers, prints out the receipt. It shows you how many you have left.
yes.
So they really do cater to the cast members because they get swamped. The lines are like nonstop starting at 11 in the morning. And like some of the cast members look like they're just beat. And, I get it, man. Like sometimes you're out in the sun, they just have an umbrella. They're trying to pump out the food. They really have a whole, it's organized really well. You get the receipt after you pay. Then you walk over to the table that's usually in front of one of the 6 structures that you go to.
Yeah.
And they have a table and there's maybe 2 cast members there. You give them your receipt and they come back out with your item from a different window. So they definitely all play their part.
Definitely. And I had an absolute blast. These gift cards I didn't get, but they're pretty cool with Mickey and Minnie. I kind of like them. They're okay. Let's talk about this. I'm sure you tried these items. Okay.
All right. So I got the 2 on the left. I got the char siu pork shanks and the brown sugar milk tea. I had the macaron last year, but I heard it wasn't exactly the same. Okay. So I'm not going to comment on that. Okay. But man, the milk tea was definitely just like a prime, like, Vietnamese milk tea that's really fire. That I kind of knew what the flavor was going to be. So of course that's going to be a hit no matter what. Wasn't too strong.
No,
So can't complain. I'm not 100% sure how much caffeine was in it though. They really don't tell you.
no, they don't. But I 100% agree with you. I didn't have the pork shanks. I did have that brown sugar milk tea, and it was totally refreshing. Like, I honestly did not think, even for a minute, I was gonna like it. I'm like, oh god, it looks brown. Is that coffee? Because for me, I hate coffee. I've tried all sorts of different types of coffee, from the bottom up, from the crappiest coffee all the way to the best coffee you can buy on the market, and I just can't acquire the taste. So when I looked at this original, I'm like, oh god, do I want to try this? But I tell you what, as soon as I tried it, fire. It was just it was so refreshing. It wasn't overpowering. It was a tad on the sugary side, just a tad, but it was not overpowering, and that's what I like about it. It was not overpowering. So
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And then, man, the pork shanks were pretty epic of what I wanted. It has pineapple chutney on top. So the char siu is basically like the barbecued pork you would get at those Chinese restaurants that they're serving out of the platter behind, just the quick serve ones.
yeah,
But the pineapple chutney and the sauce added a sweet and sour flavor to it. So I definitely like the combination of the two. The rice is the same rice you'd get with other dishes here. They like to put that as the base.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, that's totally understandable. It looks delicious. It's just I was kind of up and if about it, so I didn't personally get it, but that's why I had you on today's live stream to talk about it, because I knew you were gonna dive deep into this. Okay,
Yeah, they give you two pieces of the pork shanks. They both have bones, so it's kind of fun to eat. Kind of just they give you some time, to do it, because a lot of these portions for the sip and savor
yeah,
are really small, and I'll get to that on some of these items. They're really small, and of course, it's like $8 each is
sure.
what they're coining it as, because you get it's 6 items per sip and savor. But I mean, I enjoy small portions, especially if I'm hitting 12 rounds.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. So out of this view, I'm going to tell you what I had. So
All right.
I had the two on the left. I had the garlic noodles with the tropical coconut cooler. I'm going to start.
Mhm.
I'm going to start with the garlic noodles. The garlic noodles, for me, I love garlic noodles because, like I said in my video that's up on the channel now, I said, the garlic noodles reminds me a lot of Bubblegum. And Bubblegum's a restaurant in Universal City Walk that I occasionally hit and I love, because they have a really nice hot warm garlic butter pasta with shrimp on it. Oh my god, it's the bomb. I
I've
love
tried it. I've
it.
tried it because of you. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
the
The
tropical,
garlic noodles, though, my bad. So
yeah,
the garlic noodles are a returning item, and they are top tier. The garlic isn't too heavy, but you still get the flavor, but it's not lingering after for too long. That's one thing I know people complain about. I
yeah,
ate it for about like 3 to 4 minutes only, though. I would say about like six
sure.
spoonfuls. Yeah. Hey, shout out Hype Killer. That's my boy, Hype Killer, man. Check out his page. MMA all day.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Since we're on this page real quick, I didn't try it, but I'm sure you did, because like High Killer just said you try everything. Um Shrimp lo mein noodles. So the lo mein noodles to the right of the garlic pasta, did you try that? And what'd you think of it?
Oh man, I didn't try those. I didn't get to try those this year. I think I had them last year, but I talked to Chris West. Shout out Chris West. He had them, and he said that was his favorite item.
Okay. Let
Hmm.
me ask you this, because I had it. So I'm gonna describe my experience. The tropical coconut cooler. Personally, for me, coconut and me kind of, it's kind of 50-50 if I'm going to like it. Because don't get me wrong, I like pina coladas. There are some better pina coladas than others. So when I saw tropical coconut cooler, I'm like, should I try it? It's kind of like that milk tea. Should I try it? Should I not try? I tried it. Man, again, another refreshing drink, not overpowering, just the right amount of ingredients. I loved it. Did you try it?
No, I didn't get to try it. So was it heavy on the fruity side, or what was the flavor like?
Oh, so the flavor was, I would say, a tad on the fruity side, but not, again, it's not overpowering. So I would say it's in the same realm as that brown sugar tea. Like it was like completely refreshing. It was that, that's where I sit with it. It was
That's
amazing.
good. It's non-alcoholic, right?
Yes, it's non-alcohol.
Yeah. So yeah, the sip and savor passes doesn't cover any alcoholic drinks.
Yeah. No, it does not. From what I can see here, no, it does not, which is understandable. Okay, next item or next.
So just to throw this out there, there's 6 different areas, different carts that they sell these in. They all have different names. The last one was longevity noodles. So they have a tour guide or a paper map you can look at to see where they're all at, because these items are scattered through the park. Yeah, you have to walk around the whole park to get all 6.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I want to ask you, okay, so out of these 4, I tried the egg roll, and I have to tell you, I love egg rolls, especially chicken egg rolls from Panda Express. I thought these egg rolls were freaking amazing. The sauce, I heard someone like in the area, they're like, "Oh, is this sauce going to be spicy?" And then they took a bite and they didn't say anything. So I thought, "Oh God, it's going to be spicy, and I'm going to have a burning sensation." Actually, the sauce was not hot. It was not spicy. It was, again, it was a mild sauce, but it complemented the egg roll very nicely. Did you have the egg roll?
Yeah, so actually, that's in my top 5 items. So the birria egg roll, or the birria egg roll, however you pronounce it. So I kept calling it lumpia. Anyways, I had it last year and this year. It's a little bit shrunken down this year, but still the same fantastic flavor. So birria is usually like beef, onions, some cilantro, some of the queso cheese, and then the consomme. That's the sauce you were dipping it in. It's nice and thin, watery. No, it's not going to be spicy. That hit the spot. Mine was scorching hot when I opened it. I was really surprised. I just walked by Fresh Baked and his wife, and I was like, oh, they're getting the same food. I was like looking for a table next to them. I couldn't find one. So I was stretching it out a little bit, and the food was still hot. So I was pretty excited. They killed it with that. That should be the returning item every year, no matter what.
Oh, absolutely. It was a great item. I loved it. Any other item that you see in these 4 pictures that you tried?
No, but I've been hearing good things about the firecracker cake right there.
Okay, I was skeptical because I didn't try that, and I'm like, oh God, a chocolate firecracker? What the hell is that? So I didn't try it. I was scared, so I didn't do it, but I'm kind of myself up that I didn't do it.
Well, Magic Journeys posted on it in their vlog. They said it was really good, so maybe check out their video.
Oh, definitely. Okay. This one. This one is from, where's this at? This is from Prosperity Value and Bun. That's a booth. What we're looking at is the Kung Pao
Bao.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Kung Pao Bao, yep.
Yeah, and Red Panda
Bao. Yeah, so the Kung Pao Bao I had last year is terrible. Yeah, so I blew past it this time.
Okay, so just to kind of reference back, why did you think it was bad? Was it the texture? Was it the meat wasn't cooked enough? What was it?
So it's plant-based meat. So it's plant-based chicken.
Sure.
I never had plant-based meat except at Disneyland. So it was my first time trying that. It was cold and it's more of like a peanut sauce and it was really heavy on the peanut.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Yeah.
appetizing. Right.
Some people may like it, but today or this trip, I got the red panda bao, and it definitely tastes like one of your baos you would get at a Chinese Mandarin restaurant. But you know what's funny? Disney's gonna have to get away from that red dye number 3. Maybe they'll go to red dye 40 before that gets banned because that was heavy on this.
Exactly. Well, it says it has jumbo pork and vegetable with a chili garlic sauce, which sounds pretty amazing. I kind of wish this foodie guide here actually said the ingredients in these items, because kind of just going off the picture, I'm like, I'm not gonna try that. Even some of the booths didn't have a description on like the ingredients, so I'm like, do I try it? Try it. So, but I'm gonna have to try it maybe next year, or if I do it again. Okay.
So the thing with the baos, right, is you don't want to dip it in the hot chili oil fresh off with no bite because it's going to drip off. You got to bite it because then the dryness opens up inside and then it goes inside where the meat's at too. So then you kind of cusp it up and then get like tons of it, because that's really how you should eat it, is with the hot chili oil, which it made it really good. I finished it, so I liked it.
Okay, so out of these 3, we got the fire chicken wings, the spicy goulash chicken tacos, which I had, and you have this vodka drink. I'm not even going to get into that, but try any of these 2.
So I'm gonna roll with you. I tried the spicy gochujang chicken tacos. I hate that it has. I don't hate much, but I hate that it has an S on the end of tacos, because they give you one taco that's about 3 bites. But when I saw Magic Journeys, Miguel was asking me about the wings. Everybody was asking about the wings. I bailed on the wings. I seen Mondo from Five Fires tried them too. It's just I guess that would be next time.
Yeah, he did say though the wings had a kick to it. I did see that. Now the chicken tacos didn't. The chicken tacos, I agree with you, 3 bites and you're over with, but they were good chicken tacos. I do agree with you. If they're gonna add an S like that to tacos, at least get 2 of them. Come on, you know.
Yeah, man, it was rough, but man, the flavor was there.
Oh, it's spot.
I'm dropping my Lunar New Year video Saturday, 100%. Don't know the time yet, but in that video, I'm talking about all these items, and that one was getting close to a miss just because they said tacos. I needed 2.
Yeah, see, and again, just to go off the rails a little bit, when these theme parks, have events, or they put out a press release, they gotta watch what they say, because people nowadays pinpoint, and they will hold whatever company comes out with this information, whether it's Disney, Universal, Six Flags, Knott's, Cedar Fair, so on and so on. If they're, saying, like we're talking about chicken tacos, we all expect, okay, we're going to get 2 of them, not 1. So that's just something they just got to work on. But I do agree with you. The chicken tacos were fire. They were awesome. They were amazing. I wish we got 2 of them, though.
So spice level, I would say they're about like a 3 or a 4 for me out of 10. Yeah. I don't know what your level of spice it felt like.
I'm about there. Mm-hmm. 3 or 4. Now, I want to ask you this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Out of this, we got, I'm just going to scroll down here so I can read some of these things. We got a faux dip with rice noodles, a mandarin orange cream puff, which I was scared to try, so I didn't. We got a Tara Vietnamese styled iced coffee. We have a Lunar New Year Mickey shaped light up straw. I don't know where the hell that came from.
And then you skipped the lemongrass dumplings.
Yeah, okay, so I had the lemongrass dumplings. Those
Ooh.
those were good. I personally, for me, I love those because they were crunchy. They could have been a little bit more warm, but they were crunchy and they had just enough of honey on it with what kind of looks like everything seasoning that you can buy at the grocery store, but still it was amazing. It was awesome. What did you try out of this? Or did you try?
So I had the lemongrass dumplings last year. I loved them. Those were one of my favorite items. Mine came really hot. It was just everything was great about them. 5 out of 5. It was a hit, but just the rim where they close it was a little crunchy,
Sure.
maybe too hard for some people's teeth. I talked to Justin from Amusement Park Pirates, and he was saying it's a little bit too crunchy on that side for him. But anyways, moving forward, I had the pho dip. I love trying all the Vietnamese food, and I
Sure.
had the Mandarin orange cream puff.
Oh, I want to hear your opinion on that. How was it?
Okay, so I had the Mandarin orange chocolate ganache last year. Last year it was really hot the day I went, and the orange was like a fondant and it was melting. This time, this is more like that purple dessert custard from Guardians of the Galaxy next to the dance off. It was like that texture. But man, I cannot stress this enough. Right when you bite into it, it looks good. If you're an orange fan or a mandarin fan, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
It was too much flavor for me. It was just overpowering. It's one of the only misses I really put on my whole out of 12 almost. It was the presentation I even said is 5 out of 5.
Sure.
It looks great. Comes with that white chocolate little red Mickey piece. And then it has a chocolate stem. They definitely give you the right amount, and they fixed the problem of it melting from last year. So I definitely give them an E for effort, but I still don't like the flavor.
Yeah, oh man, I don't know. It kind of looks like was it during Halloween or Christmas they come out with, or it might even be Easter. They have a candy that looks almost identical to that, and I tried it one year as a kid. And I just, oh my god, you shouldn't.
It's the orange slices, the chocolate orange slices.
Oh god, it was like being tortured. Never again.
But if you like orange, you're gonna love this. Like this may be your favorite item.
Oh sure, no, absolutely.
Wait, hold on, go back up though, because I want to talk about that pho dip. So the pho dip has the Disney community in a chokehold right now. I've been seeing it everywhere. This thing is either a hit or a miss. It's crazy. You should see how divided the community is. So for me, the pho dip is really good. The thing about pho is the broth has to be really good. That's the main part of the broth.
Yeah.
The dip was the broth. That worked out. The bread should have been maybe a flatbread, maybe not like a French baguette. So I didn't need the baguette part, but the rice noodles, smart, because when you dip them, they're dry, but when you dip them in, they get moist, smart. The red pickled onions, smart. The jalapenos, smart. It's just the mayo, they blew it with the mayo and they blew it with the bread. I think if they fix it next year, thinner bread.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because I've known that this type of bread, if you do toast it the right way and you don't let it sit for very long, the bread is very soft but crunchy, but not too hard like a rock. Did you kind of feel like biting into that, even dipping it into that dip, it was still like a rock, or what'd you feel about that bread?
So it was toasted, and I have to admit the beef wasn't too warm. So maybe the bread, maybe everything did dry out.
Yeah. See,
but it's hard. That's not that's a hard thing at the Disney parks, man, because they're the cast members are bringing it over in carts that are covered.
Yeah.
How far do they have to bring it from wherever they had it?
Yeah.
Then they have to, transport it, or I mean, maybe even transfer it,
Yeah.
and then you get it. So it's tough. It's a tough thing. We'll see next year if they keep it. I love the Vietnamese item, so they need to keep it. Maybe just upgrade it.
Definitely. You didn't try any of these items, right? Or did you?
No, I wanted the bulgogi pizza, but it wasn't sip and savor worthy.
Yeah.
And I only saw one person in the whole park that night walking with the snake bread. And it looked really cool, like aesthetic purposes wise, but I don't think I'd want to eat it.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, just to let everybody know watching this, January the 17th is when Tommy started the event for Lunar New Year. It goes through February the 16th, and anyone that buys a Sip and Savory pass, you don't have to use the pass that day. You can save it for another time as long as you come before February the 16th, which is the last day of the event. And I just want to bring this up real quick. Shout out to Chris West. He actually got the bulgogi pizza and it was good. So shout out to Chris for trying that.
Chris, yeah.
I'm jealous because I don't know if I would have done that. But yeah, no, it Lunar New Year, I definitely give it a 9.8 out of 10. It was a good event this year. I feel.
Yeah.
I do kind of feel that I know 6 tabs. I kind of wish they would push the envelope and maybe have different tiers of the pass. So like the max amount you could get is maybe 15. So they'll have like a 3, maybe an 8, and like a 3, 8, maybe a 12, and then a 15. That way you're not just secluded to 6.
That
Especially
could work.
since the event's going on for a month.
Yeah.
You know.
It's only a month though. That's what's crazy. And man,
Yeah.
so my top 3 items were the banh mi, the pork belly banh mi. You didn't scroll down to that one. I don't know if you could find it, but then the scallion pancake tostada, that is going crazy. Not many people are talking about that. That one was going hard. It's the scallions are like spring onions or green onions. So yeah, keep scrolling a little bit. All right, I didn't get to try any of those, unfortunately. All right, here we go. So the banh mi is on the top right. That was crazy. They give you 2 pieces of sliced pork belly. Okay. They have everything in there: the cucumber, the jalapenos, the carrots, everything that banh mi normally comes in. And it's funny, man, because I did not think that was going to be the star player. And man, they killed it with the pork belly. I don't know why I liked it so much. And then that strawberry roulade in the bottom middle, that was going crazy too. I don't know if it's just because it had tons of strawberries in it and the shaved almonds, but the flavor was there. And I'm gonna have to admit the broccoli beef in the top left, this might have been my favorite spot. It's the Paradise Garden Grill. Yeah, man, the broccoli beef, they were killing it. And then they had a cart in the front with the Mickey shaped hot dog bun and then the ube biscuits, so muffins, whatever you would call it. So they were killing it in the back of the park if you made it that far.
Oh, I did. I walked through there and I saw all that stuff. So it was definitely very cool to see that. Was there anything? Oh, which one is this?
So that's what I seen Mondo try that. He's the only one I seen try that, actually. Yeah, Pim's Test Kitchen, no sip and savor.
Yeah, so these are all extras. So
there it is.
Okay, there's the tostada. Talk about it for a minute.
Man, it was going crazy. Like, I would eat that for breakfast, maybe. It had bulgogi beef on top.
Ooh.
That was going fire, nice and sweet, tender. But yeah, the scallion pancake was the tostada part, like the base. Yeah. It had all of the spring onions in there, man. It was really good. It's probably like, like I don't know, egg, or I would assume.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I didn't get to try the Mushu pork burrito because that wasn't a sip and savor.
Yeah. And there's that Mickey pizza.
Yeah,
What was this? I didn't see that. What is that?
that's the ube. Are they muffins or what are they calling them down here?
Uh, sweet tara bread. It is
Oh, it's taro, not ube. Excuse me.
yeah, tara.
Sorry, you guys are gonna butcher me for that. Yeah, in the comments, but yeah, I didn't get to try that because that's not sip and savor either. So I slacked off.
Those look pretty decent. These
Mm.
fire too, man.
Ooh, I heard the Vietnamese coffee churro was the one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to try that, but I think it was like $10. I'm like, oh god.
Are you gonna go back?
I might go back. I might go back, and then
Mm.
some of the accessories you can get a Lunar New Year Mickey straw with the little keychain, and then you get you can also buy this as well. So kind of cool. I did do like a quick little walkthrough of the merch. The merch looked really good this year. They didn't really skip out on too much, so that was kind of nice. And some of the items they came out with was really, really cool. This looks actually really good too.
That does.
Is that at the hotel? Yeah, that is.
Yeah, if you're staying at the hotel, you could get that.
God. Wow. Okay. Well, look at that. Man.
Yeah, I
Grand
missed out on
California
that.
Great Hall Cart.
Yeah, I didn't make it to Grand Californian Hotel. I wanted to see the snake.
Oh, dude, look at that. Is that a
I
red?
didn't have enough time.
Ooh, man. Red velvet is my like kryptonite. I love that. I love it.
Well, hopefully HHN or Disney 70th got some red velvet items, man.
Heck yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh my
Oh,
god. This is that
some
Pixar
donuts.
place. Great
Oh
maple.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Before we move on to the next subject, because we've been already talking about Lunar New Year for 40 minutes, I do have to tell everybody watching this, Tommy, you're hearing it first. Me and you, when we're down there for the 70th, we have to eat one night at the Great Maple Restaurant. I want to do it. I want to do it so
Let's
bad.
do it.
I
Book
want,
it. Let's book it.
man, they have some great items in there.
Let's book
God,
it, man.
look at that, man. God, I want to go back now.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
God,
So, man, just since you've seen Downtown Disney, we both got to experience, at least walk through Parkside. You mentioned you liked the way it was. I liked how modern it was. You could slide upstairs, walk up there, take the elevator. I definitely shout out Theme Park Wizard. He already made a reel about it. You take after you pay, you get the sensor, that normally vibrate. You
yeah,
go pick up your food. Instead of going to pick it up, you could place it on this certain section of any table, and
no,
it reads what table you are, and then the person comes and drops it off to you. And then now they will be your waiter or waitress. So if you need water, napkins, or if you want to order more food, you can go through them. Man, I went to Soul Sister Fire. I had the beef and egg plate. I got it with glass noodles. It came with arugula, everything. Man, it was going hard. That restaurant is a great addition to Downtown Disney just because it's not as pricey. I got the beef and egg bowl, a Yuja lemonade, and I got the dumplings all for 35.
that's not.
So it's not bad. It's not bad compared to that $18 chicken sandwich from that chicken spot downstairs.
You know what's funny about that? Mondo blew his lid when he saw that. He's like, "What the hell?" I'm sure he tried it, but he's like, $18 for this? What?
I heard it's fire, bro. I heard it's super fire. It's just if it's affordable for that night for you.
That price kind of like kills the whole idea of trying that, but
No fries, no drink.
that's insane. So by the time you're done, you're spending about $40 with
Or
fries.
more, man. Yeah.
It's like, good God. Wow.
But the Soul Sister dumplings went crazy. They weren't too hard. The rim where they pinch it is not. It wasn't too crunchy. It wasn't too bad. The inside was nice. I dipped it in the sauce. It kind of came in like a fry holder, so you could walk around with it.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a video, but man, I just ate all the food. I just indulged, man. I didn't do anything. That's what I told Ethan from Wizard, man. I was like, man, I just went in. I didn't even feel like it.
Well, it's so funny because like today, dude, like I said at the beginning, it just not being there for almost 3 years, trying to play catch up on covering everything. It's just like, oh my God, I couldn't even keep up. It was that crazy. Just all the stuff going on. Oh my God. But again, it's a great addition to the channel because for the longest time I was only doing Universal because Magic Keys, when they did go on sale, of course, when they did, it was inconvenient for me, so I couldn't get one. I'm glad this time around I was able to get one. So I'm very happy on that, and it sure in the hell is not going to be my last time going to Disneyland Resort. I'm going to be trading off between Universal and Disney, and it's going to be a fierce competitor. I might have to do where there's a couple times where I might have to move Conductor Thursdays to Fridays now temporarily just to do Universal in the morning and drive by Disney, cover shit there, and then drive home. It's like, good God, it's just so much going on. It's like, God. So
It's a lot, man. You could do it though. You got it.
oh yeah, I got it. I want to ask you about this before we jump into other Universal news. Hilton just the other day got city approval to build this tower. And I've stayed at the Hilton. I've been staying at the Hilton since, oh God, like 2018. And, it's a nice hotel. It's walking distance to the front gates, like a 5-minute walk. Tommy, you actually went to come visit me when we stayed for HHN, and you walked in. You were blown away on how the hotel looks. It's very upscale, very nice. Again, it's only a 5-minute walk from the front gate to the hotel. And we did a live stream there for HHN. It was incredible. I want to ask you, by Hilton doing this, then you got the Universal hotels coming, which one is going to be in the Woody Woodpecker parking lot, which is involving security where it sits right now, being moved to the parking structures, so it'll be like the Disneyland Resort. On top of that, with this tower, the other two hotels coming from Universal being built on property, do you expect that theme park expansion for at least Hollywood is going to blow up? Like, I mean, seriously blow up.
I mean, it needs to. We need more. We need more attractions. We need more lands. I'm really excited for these hotels. I'm more excited for the plans actually coming out. We've known about these for a while. I feel like we've talked about them, rumors, hearsay. Even people didn't believe us.
Yeah,
we got people even seeing the blueprints before, and people still didn't believe us.
Yeah.
So like, people get upset. Oh, and you're talking about things that are not announced yet. I'm just happy we're getting something. But Universal, the City Walk is definitely doing a purge right now, and I feel like it's because of these hotels getting built.
Well, see, the other thing I've talked about too is that I heard something down the grapevine that once Epic Universe opens, which is in May 22nd, 2025, months away, because I've been keeping stats on how Epic Universe looks from other content creators and Universal themselves. They have confirmed somewhere on X, I keep seeing it once in a while, it's a post, that they are 95% done with Epic Universe. They're putting the final touches on it. And, we just saw a bunch of YouTubers, mainly Florida YouTubers, go down and were able to do a soft preview media day at the Nova Stella Hotel, which is part of the Epic Universe Resort.
Mhm.
You know, from what I heard, once Epic Universe opens, the creative teams responsible for Epic Universe alongside Orlando City Walk is going to come back to Hollywood and completely just go full bore on the Universal Park and the Universal City Walk. That's kind of why I feel all these third-party companies, minus Sparky's. I think Sparky's, I don't know if that was a third party or if Universal owned them. Um, that's why everyone's seeing that Universal, like you said, City Walk is going through a pillage right now. All these stores are closing. Everything's behind construction walls. It makes me wonder, Orlando-based City Walk restaurants, entertainment, shops are coming finally to Hollywood. That's why we're seeing so many closures of third-party companies leaving.
Yeah, I would love to see Universal just keep expanding out with their own brands and who they have contracts with. Like, I like the Hello Kitty. I see, Line Friends are coming. We just, they're doing the Escapeology. I think they're really honing in on just keeping it tight knit. That's smart. I feel like Disney does that a lot. They're trying to mimic Downtown Disney. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a race against time, actually, because I've said it before. They're trying to gear up for the Olympics, which is in 4 years, actually 3 years. And it's not just for the Olympics, it's for long term. But I kind of feel that with these hotels, the security bubble being created in City Walk, I kind of feel we're going to see nightclubs come back, nighttime entertainment come back. The one thing I feel strongly about that Universal needs to fix out here in Hollywood is their parking situation.
Mm.
I've said it time and time again when I did the New Year's Eve event. I showed up at the event at 7:30, or well 7:20, but basically 7:30. And I have a platinum pass, which is the top tier pass, and I was not allowed to get the free parking, even though my pass guaranteed me a free admission to the New Year's Eve event, which is a paid event. But because I had a platinum pass, it was free for me. I was not granted the free parking alongside of what my pass offers. So, long story short, I called Universal the next morning. They did not want to refund the 35 I had to pay. And I went through multiple supervisors, multiple managers, but it goes beyond that. That's why I see a lot of these restaurants kind of on their last limb, because no one in the right mind is going to pay $35. Okay, get this, $35 to park. Then if you have a family of four, it's at least at any of these restaurants that still sit in City Walk, it's at least going to cost you anywhere from $100 to $300 by the time you're done for a family of four. Then if your kids want snacks or they want merch, that's another $150. So by the time you're done, it's like $500, $600 for one night at City Walk. So I really kind of feel that Universal needs to, rework their parking policy, where if you dine at a restaurant or you buy a certain amount of merch, like a price amount, you get validated. They don't offer that. Now, AMC does offer it to a point if you go see a movie, but that's really the only one. The restaurants do not validate, which is, it's kind of killing them in the aspect of people coming from the outside wanting to dine at City Walk. Because I know like Downtown Disney back then, I'm sure they still do it now. If you park at Downtown Disney, which is still $35 today, the park, you can go eat at, let's say, Jazz Kitchen or whatever, and you can get parking validated. Universal doesn't offer that. So in a way, they're shooting themselves in the foot. that's kind of why I feel like the nighttime entertainment hasn't come back as well, because they have these restrictive policies. That's kind of why I feel like the escape rooms might have a problem, because if they don't correct the parking policy, who's going to pay $35 to park and then do escape rooms, which might be $30 a person, hypothetically saying $30 a person. And if they want to go eat, that's another $50-$60 a person. So that's kind of crazy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like where you're coming from. I could see them validating for escapology for sure, but this nighttime, this nightlife aspect needs to come back, Conductor. What you already know, you weren't there tonight, but man, downtown Disney doesn't stop.
No,
Like it's going, and you're like in the midst of all the entertainment. Universal could, City Walk dies down a little bit. There's
yeah,
not too much to do at night. Not everything's open at night. Only HHN is like when City Walk's really, really lit at night. Like,
yeah.
I mean, maybe New Year's. Yeah. I mean, I missed that. Yeah. But it's tough, man. I agree with you. We need some, maybe these hotels will bring it. Maybe they'll eliminate some more stores and we'll get a nightclub, like you said, or
Well, we desperately need that. I know back in the day they had the nightclub, which was called, I think, Infusion, and then they had a former comedy club, which again is a nighttime entertainment, and you can really bring in, the revenue with a comedy club if they brought that back. Think of all the different comedians that would love to come in, host a show and whatnot. I would pay to go to a comedy club show at City Walk and then go stay at the one of the Universal hotels. I would definitely do that, 100%. So I 100% agree with you. They need to fix that. And then, like Wizard has been posting, I call him the goat of permits when it comes to theme park permits. You know, that hotel that's going in the Woody Woodpecker parking lot, it's going to be walled off. So the temporary location is going to be where iFly is currently being torn apart. And we're going to get to some clips that Mondo posted on X here in a minute. And what's funny is that's going to be the temporary entrance, from what I heard, to get into Universal. Because the front of the park where the Globe's at, security's at currently, is going to be all walled off, removed. The Globe's going to move up 10 to 20 feet forward, and security is going to be, moved and put in the 3 security bubbles. That way, when guests come in right at the parking structures, they can go right through security, and then they can enter City Walk. They can enter the theme park and not have to worry, if I leave the theme park to go to City Walk, I have to go through security again. They will already have that taken care of, where they can bounce back and forth between City Walk and the theme park. They won't have to worry about security once they're in City Walk.
I
So
like where you're coming from with that. Yeah, you want to pull up the iFly video while
yeah,
yeah, so like where you're coming from with that, you just like sparked a thought. Like downtown Disney, you already have to get through security to get through that. So why not do that for City Walk? Like someone could be walking around City Walk with like a weapon. Like that's not what's up. Like I need to be like safe in City Walk, right?
yeah. And here we go. Here's the video right here.
How do you get that footage? Look at that, solid right there.
Yeah. So you can clearly see they're tearing this apart. And this is, again, where supposedly rumored the temporary entrance is going to be for Universal to get in, while the front of the park is dealing with the hotel building, moving security, moving the globe. And one thing I wanna bring up about this is Universal Hollywood, not Orlando. Orlando's with the program. Hollywood needs to get rid of those stupid thumbprint scanners. I can even stress how annoying they are. Half the time they don't work. People have to rescan their fingerprints multiple times. The system crashes all the time. I don't know why they won't do facial recognition, but I'm hoping now that they're going to close off the front of the park, the front entrance, to move the globe, to move that security. I'm really hoping they revamp all the entrance gates to facial recognition. They need to do it. It needs to happen. They need to get with the program.
I mean, even for re-entry, we need the facial recognition.
Yes.
They did the blacklight stamp on me, and then I was trying to re-enter the park, and like the lady couldn't find a blacklight flashlight, and then she got the flashlight and the batteries were dead. So then she had to like go to the back and it stopped the line. So I was holding up the line because she's just trying to find my stamp, and I'm like, yikes, this is getting a little out of hand.
Yeah. It's totally an old system. It's a dinosaur system, and we need to get away from that. And it's this so old technology, and it needs to go away. I'm sorry.
Maybe like you said, after Epic Universe is done with all the construction, they move over to here to the West Coast and just start nailing down.
Oh, absolutely. And I kind of feel that, it's a funny quote that I referenced when Josh Tomorrow at D23 says, we're going to turbocharge construction, and then you don't see anything going on. It's kind of like a laughing joke. But I kind of feel like Universal, and I've been saying this since the very beginning, Universal puts their money where their mouth is, and they build shit. They might not announce what's coming. They will build something 3/4 of the way, or at least halfway, before they announce what the hell it is. And I love it because they don't care about announcing, oh yeah, this is what's coming. This is how much money we're spending.
Yeah.
Unlike Disney, who right out of the gate, yep, this is what's coming. We're spending this amount of money, and this is how long it's going to take. And then when you're sitting there watching the progress over the months or even years it takes to bring to life for guests, you're like, okay, first of all, you missed your timeline. And second of all, you spent how much money on this land and it looks like this? Are you kidding me? What the hell is this? So I'm glad Universal doesn't do that until they start building it a quarter way or at least halfway through before they announce what the hell it is. And I love that. And
I mean, two examples. One in the park was Power Up Cafe. That sprung up really fast. And then one in City Walk was Hello Kitty Cafe. It was like, oh, this might not be open. And then, oh, it's open before HHN.
Yeah. Which was a great, and I mean a great marketing thing, because I tell you what, me and you went through hell and back. Opening weekend of HHN this 2024 was hell. It was hot. It was sticky. It was nasty. But me and you did the entire weekend of HHN. We stood outside in the baking ass sun for Hello Kitty Cafe and the gift shop. And I have to tell you, worth it. But
it was worth it. It was worth it.
Hot. It was sucked. But it was a great time to open that cafe, because you had all those guests there for HHN. Not just the SoCal residents, but you had people from the East Coast, out of the country, that literally fly down to Hollywood just alone to experience HHN. So you can only imagine that was a great thing. And like I said, when it comes to Universal construction, I'm telling you what, they throw their money where their mouth is, and they build this stuff, and it don't take 8 years to build one attraction.
I mean, look at this right here on the screen. This is looking nice.
Yeah, in 8 years, they could probably build, I don't know, 5 attractions at Hollywood if they really wanted to, maybe even 6. I don't know. And they can have the 2 hotels done. But I'm just saying, that's a reference to Tron that took 8 years to build, which is ridiculous. But these are courtesy shots of Five Fires Mondo. Shout out to Mondo. I took a picture of this like a week or two ago, but they've added even more track. You could see Look at this. Look at this.
I was there on Monday and it looks different.
Oh yeah, look at this. And up
Yeah.
next to that straightaway now. It's like,
Yeah.
holy God. Look at that.
So right here, well, keep it there real quick. So, man, like I'm wondering. I think we've seen pictures. It's gonna hold the cars and then what you sit in, and I think we're gonna be rotating too, so it feels like we're sliding, like drifting.
Yes, it does look like that. So, and from the ride vehicles, they look like they're going to be doing that. The question, are they going to have onboard audio? And if they are, how is it going to be? Who knows? But I'm telling you what, and I, it's funny, when I was at Universal 2 weeks ago, I ran into Universal High. Great guy. I've actually had him on a Conductor Thursday live stream. And me and him were talking on the overlook behind Super Silly Funland, and we both looked at each other. We're all like, dude, this ride can soft open by HHN. I'm telling you, it can open. But I don't think it will, but who knows? Because they have already said once the track is completely built, the ride vehicles show up. They got a couple hundred, if not a couple thousand ride throughs to go through before people on it. Not just because of safety, but for the noise pollution. They have to make sure that the noise pollution is not going to cause a problem for the residents that live around Universal, and especially the movie studio, which is on the same property as this roller coaster on the lower lot that brings in hundreds of billions of dollars a year in the film industry. So they have to do all these different ride tests and all that to make sure that doesn't happen. But I can tell if they do complete this, they do the ride test and they open, I'm telling you what, God, that is going to be a fun ass weekend. I'm telling you, boy.
It's going to be fun. So I'm thinking like, I'm trying to put some factors in.
Sure.
I was thinking maybe me and Wizard were talking. We were talking about maybe February, just like how Super Nintendo was, because it's like not much is going on in February. But then like, I don't know if they would do that because it's a roller coaster. And what if the weather's bad? So when do they want people coming out for this if it's not around HHN? They're obviously not going to take up the time of HHN before or after, and they're not going to do it around like Epic Universe, so it could be next late spring. It could be next spring, summer, especially if they're trying to go in tandem with maybe filming the movie or dropping the movie. I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no. And it would make sense because Chris West, another shout out to him. He says the second part comes out April 2026.
See, that's what I mean.
So it could make sense because Super Nintendo World opened
February.
It did its soft openings before the movie came out. But when grand opening happened, the movie came out the same weekend, if not the same day.
2 months later. 2 months later.
2 months later.
Yeah, 2 months later. So close. So this could happen because Vin Diesel even said today, Jordan Brewster, who plays his sister in the movie, hit him up and was like, man, with all these fires going on, just film Fast and Furious 10 Part 2 in LA. Get back to the core and the roots. Yes. And he posted a picture of them hugging, and he said he is. So I think this is it. Let's manifest it. Let's bring it. Let's get it here. Open in tandem with the movie. Oh, that would be a crazy time.
So I want to ask you too, with him being on the Universal lot, because there's no doubt about that. And he was next to his Dodge Challenger. Do you think it was a coincidence that he was there to film the part 2 of Fast? I think it's Fast 11, or is it Fast 10? No,
Fast 10 part 2 is coming out.
Okay, Fast 10 part 2. Yeah. Do you think he was filming for that, or do you think he might have been filming a promo for this ride?
I don't think he was filming the movie at all. I don't even think they have a script.
So you think it was a promo for this ride then?
Yeah, because if they have a script, it hasn't been
Well,
placed out. Yeah, so he could be doing something for this. I think you may be right, or maybe both.
yeah. It's more than possible. And you know what's got me interested is if they finish the show building, which they're oh my god, they're moving so fast in the show building for this ride. Do you think they might open the show building to guests? And what I mean by that is because the show building supposedly is going to host a ride queue. It's going to have lockers, obviously, metal detectors, because the reason why they're adding metal detectors to this ride, just like they have in Orlando for Velocicoaster, is because they don't want people carrying phones, little cameras, any loose stuff, and it fall on a guest. They don't want that. So, but this building is gonna, like I said, it's gonna have the ride queue. It's gonna have universal offices, probably break rooms for the staff. It's gonna have restrooms. It's gonna have a gift shop, and it's gonna have, I think, a food place in this building or right next to it. So my curiosity is like the gift shop. Do you think that if this building is completed with the facade and everything they need to do electronically and wires and all this stuff, if they open the gift shop to this building for this attraction, you think that would be a great marketing gimmick for the theme park guests? Because you think about it, they'll have access to Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift merch. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we need that. We need exclusive merch just for the coaster. We
Oh,
need its own store, man. We need a restaurant. I need
oh,
it all.
oh, heck yeah! And it brings up the question about the Simpsons land. Are they gonna splice it in half, split the baby as they call it, half Fast and Furious, half whatever it could be, Harry Potter, who knows? Yeah, you know, but one thing I could tell you for sure, once this ride opens, just like Super Nintendo World, and I really wanted to go to it, I wasn't invited by Universal. Hopefully, this time around, I get invited for this. But for Super Nintendo World, the night before, they had the the president of Nintendo flew out from Osaka, Japan, to open the land to the media, to content creators,
That was cool.
press, and they had actors from the movie. One of the big ones, Chris Pratt, he was there on the red carpet, and it was absolutely incredible. That just the whole night was incredible. They had a fireworks show, like a mini one. Then they had a countdown. Could you imagine, seriously, a red carpet for this attraction and having all the Fast and Furious cast there? Oh my freaking God. I think that would be just as big as the event they just had a few weeks ago with Elon Musk there for Tesla. I think this could
Yeah, it's
be.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen for sure. They're gonna have to have a red carpet for that. I think all the actors are gonna want to write it,
Oh,
especially if they're getting the photo ops for the new movie. It. I think your wish will come true.
oh yeah. I would love it to come true. The last thing I want to talk to you about, because I know you're going to have to go here in a little bit. I want to get your word on, let's see, spec spec map time. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
I'm
I'm ready.
I'm going to ask you just out of the gate right now. Looking at these emblems, what do you think? Give me your ideas.
Well, I'm gonna go off some of the rumors I've already heard,
Okay.
and if they're doing a WWE crossover, they're
Oh,
going to get a lot of fans coming because that's going to be insane. If it's the Wyatt Sick family, I'm going to WrestleMania this year,
yeah.
so it'd be only right if I got a haunted house And one of my favorite events from that. Also, Terrifier, that is mandatory. You know how many people brought up Terrifier last year when we were in HHN in line? That's all people could talk about. That was it.
And it was funny because I think it was Universal fan, which is Junior. Junior is a good friend of Mondo's. They're always hanging out at Universal. He actually met up with the actor that plays Terrifier. He was there. HN. He was there. To get ready to walk through. Oh God, it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm like, what in the hell is he doing here? If he had no purpose being here, what was he doing? Now it's starting to make sense.
He's hanging out with John Murdy, man. He had that meeting.
Exactly. He
may even be in the house one of the nights.
Oh, dude, that would be
like jumping. Oh my God, imagine.
Dude, that would be fire. That would be
crazy.
God. Okay, I gotta ask. Do you think, because I could see it above your left hand shoulder there, Five Nights at Freddy? Do you think?
Oh man, the movie is coming out in December. It would only be right, but what emblem on this map goes for Five Nights? Because we got 3 rumors. We got Terrifier rumor, we got the WWE rumor, and we got The Last of Us season 2 because the show comes out this March and April. So what emblem would be for that?
I'm going to tell you something right now. Five Nights at Freddy, if it does come, it's got to be one of the soundstage properties or locations. So Soundstage 15, Soundstage 12, which I think would be a perfect spot for that because that soundstage is humongous. Or I think that's it. So one of those two, because they're both Christmas boxes. So it makes me wonder if one of those is going to be Five Nights at Freddy. I really hope to God it is. I really hope so.
I hope so too. I really, honestly, I need that over Terrifier, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'll take both.
Oh, heck yeah. I would take heartbeat.
So I'm really bad with these maps. I don't know what else. I can't really pinpoint much.
Really hard to figure out what this is. Like this Parisian courtyard right here. Is this... Someone was rumoring it was oh my God, it was Monstros Part 3. I'm
cool with that.
I'm like, Monstros is cool, but I'm kind of feeling like it looks like almost like a Christmas land type horror, folklore. So is it really, could they really name it that? Who knows?
Do you think Krampus is coming back? I heard they're bringing an old property back.
I would love Krampus to come back because everyone that went through Krampus, including me and Andre, I have to tell you, Krampus was like 10 out of 10. I want that. If I'm going to get any house back that's returning that hasn't been at the event for years, I want that because I kid you the freak not. When they did early entry back then, I think it was like 2018, 2017, and they had Krampus on the Metro sets. I kid you not, me and Andre, Scary Dre on X, we went down there. We were the only 2 in line. And I kid you not, all the scare actors were there. All of them. We went through that. And dude, having the whole house, just me and him to ourselves, walking through that was terrifying, but it was freaking amazing. I just literally every scene you walk through was just breathtaking. Like you literally feel like you're in the movie. Like everything was screen accurate. The costumes of Krampus was screen accurate. Just everything about it, all the monsters, everything was just on point, and it was freaking amazing. And then you look on top of the facade on the outside, and you see a full scale Krampus. It wasn't an animatronic, but that thing was freaking amazing. Oh my god. I want that thing so bad to come back so bad.
That's cool. You may get what you want. You never
Oh,
know.
oh dude, it was incredible. I want to ask you because you see this right here, this ghost. Do you think
Yeah.
that might be a Ghostbusters? Or what do you think about that?
Oh, so I don't know. I don't know, but it can't be Ghostbusters again. And what I'm gonna say has nothing related to this whatsoever. But the new Conjuring movie comes out,
Yes.
but Six Flags had Conjuring last year, so I'm not
Well, okay.
100%. I
Well,
don't know actually.
well, let me ask you this, because, like you said, Conjuring was at Six Flags last year, and Six Flags unfortunately had a rough start. And I don't know how good it was after all the, turmoil that Six Flags had with their Fright Fest. And I don't really know how Conjuring kind of wound up. I kind of feel that since Blumhouse is investing their productions to be used for these haunted houses, both at Universal and Six Flags, I don't see why Universal can't get a bite at the apple and have Conjuring at HHN this year.
I'm butchering it. We need some horror fans. I don't think it's Blumhouse that does Conjuring though. It's somebody else.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. So
Well,
it really just depends.
well, see, I want to ask you too, if Conjuring did come to HHN, and let's say Saw came to HHN, because did you experience both houses at Fright Fest?
Yeah, and they were fire, but Saw was crazy. Like all the actors were in there when I went through Saw 3 times. They
Okay,
were in there all 3 times, every actor. So I got the heat. I got some solid pictures in there too. Like Saw was creepy. So now Conjuring I only went through once because the line was crazy,
sure.
and I missed the nun coming through the art piece. So it just depends, I don't know.
So another thing I want to ask you is, with there's been talks about Universal Comcast buying out Warner Brothers. And there's a bonus to this, because if they do decide to buy out Warner Brothers, first of all, it might be a great move for Universal in general, at least for the Hollywood park, because a lot of productions that are filmed on Universal property currently could be moved over to Warner Brothers, which means more sound stages could be torn out. Older sound stages could be torn out for theme park expansion, which is a bonus. And I'm kind of feeling like they're leaning that way, because why would Universal, invest in building two massive hotels on property if they weren't ready to expand the theme park aspect? And alongside of them trying to buy Warner Brothers also comes as a bonus for HHN, because now Universal will have the rights to Warner Brothers based HH or Halloween movies and franchises. So with that coming, John Murdy wouldn't have any problems bringing up Five Nights at Freddy, bringing, Conjuring, bringing The Nun, bringing, all these different horror genres to life.
Mhm.
And it would be just fantastic. What do you think about that? Do you think it's a possibility?
I mean, I could see it. I mean, WB, they're hanging in there. I mean, Discover Bottom, Zaslav is the one that runs it.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on. He cancels stuff. He cans movies just for tax breaks.
yeah,
I would like Universal to merge or buy it so we don't have to deal with listening to the business moves that they make.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it. I've already done the WB tour. They can still keep it WB, just Universal owns it, like
sure.
yeah, we could definitely rock that. I mean, they already partner up to let Harry Potter in Universal lands, so I mean, why not?
Well, see, the other thing too is because Universal does pay royalties, not only the Warner Brothers, but they pay it to J.K. Rowling, which is no what whoever owns the rights, she will always get paid. She will always get paid. The actors that were in the movie will always get royalties. That's never going to change. The one thing that would change is Universal having to pay Warner Brothers, which could be a lot of money saved for other projects around the park. Infrastructure work being updated at the park to make a better guest experience. So I kind of feel that, with the studio tour possibly being relocated to the lower lot behind the Mummy, I'm sure you asked Ethan that question when you guys met up. And I've asked him too. And he said phase one of this project that's going on behind the Mummy is going to be flattening out that hillside to a point, building a massive retaining wall. That's phase one. Phase two is going to be moving the studio tour. And where the studio tour sits right now, in junction with Simpsons, we're all thinking, including myself, that's going to be a Harry Potter expansion. That's probably going to be King's Cross Station with the Hogwarts Express. It's going to drive down to the Falls Lake area where they're going to have a Diagon Alley / Ministry of Magic Land with Hagrid's. That's what I feel is going to happen. I feel
That's gonna be fire. I'll take it. I'll take it.
it's going to happen no matter what. I just it seems unlikely that we won't get a Harry Potter expansion. I feel that we got robbed of it when they were building Diagon Alley. They had all intentions of building it at Hollywood first, and then Orlando was going to get it. But come to find out, Orlando was the only one that got it, and we got snubbed out of it. Kind of like what with Super Nintendo World, we got the short end of the stick, the beta version, because all the shit in our land is falling apart, and we got shafted with only one ride, and also animatronics falling apart. Like even to this day, I think the clouds on Mount Beanpole aren't even moving anymore. Some of the animatronics aren't even moving, so that's not good. It's time that Universal Hollywood, gets love again and stop being the beta park. We need to stop that. If we're going to bring lands, we need to bring the whole land, not pieces of it. It's just not right. It's not right to us because how many people that live in California, me and you both live in California. We both know how skyrocketing prices are, whether it's foods, gas, necessities, bills, you name it. It's the skyrocketing here. We pay a price to live in California. So when these theme parks want to build a new land, whether it's Super Nintendo World, whether it's a Harry Potter expansion, whether it's possibly a Dark Universe, or like in the sake of Disneyland, they want to bring an Avatar land. They want to bring a Coco land, or maybe a Coco attraction. They want to possibly bring a Zootopia. They want to bring new lands and stuff that will last 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road. I kind of feel like the California West Coast parks need to stop getting shafted. Regardless on what the East Coast parks are, which are a tourist destination, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the West Coast theme parks have gone shafted long enough. And if they're going to bring something, they need to bring the full scale of it and stop the shortcut.
I agree, man. I agree. No shortcuts. I know, it's hard out here, the land and the space, it's tight. Florida, they got a lot of space. That's the tourist, like you said, the tourist spot. So, I mean, I guess we'll see how it goes. I know Disney and Universal is different. Universal pumps out the construction, but Disney makes the plans. So, I mean, I guess we'll have to see how it goes.
Sure.
I totally agree with you, though. I'm here with you.
Oh yeah. So just like I said, just to kind of veer off for a second, like Super Nintendo World, early concept showed somewhere that we were going to get the full scale version. The mini games, the Yoshi ride, Yoshi snack stand, Mario Motors, One Up Factory, the whole shebang. We were going to get all of it. Same thing with the Donkey Kong expansion. We were going to get the full version of it, and ours was going to be the superior version. Now we don't know what the hell to expect with that. So who in the hell knows? But the fact, again, I'm going to state this as a clear fact. The fact that they are bringing two humongous hotels on property is alerting to me and many others, hey, we're done screwing around. We're going to bring new lands, new attractions, and we're done screwing around. We're going to bring City Walk back to life better than it was before. By all these closures, we're going to revamp the whole damn City Walk to the ground if we have to start over. And I kind of feel it needed to happen years ago, but the fact that they have Epic Universe opening in months and everyone's attention will be brought to that. The only bad part I could say about Hollywood, it's going to turn into Wall City. It's going to turn, so it's going to be like Epcot for a while. What Epcot? I'm okay with that. As long as whatever they bring is not shortchanged, shortcutted, dim back. None of that. None of that. I'm tired of getting the short end of the stick. I'm tired of paying for a pass, whether it's at Universal or Disneyland. I'm tired of getting the short end of the stick. If other projects have to be put aside for a land like Avatar to be the full weight and the full scale version, I'm okay with that. Same thing.
Me too.
Same thing with like a Donkey Kong land or whatever Dark Universe land comes to Hollywood. I'm okay if other projects get pushed aside for that. As long as we get the full scale version, I'm okay with it. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'll take what we could get. I'm happy Avatar Land is coming to Disney eventually. Expansion Avengers. I'm happy to see all Universal's expansions. I'm really excited to see what plans they got, and maybe they'll make an announcement soon.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Universal hasn't officially announced these hotels. KTLA 5 did announce it, but it hasn't come out of Universal's mouth. But since the news is already reporting it, it's kind of hard to hide it now. So any day I could see an announcement coming, and hopefully some type of concept art. Because even to this day, we're almost 3/4 of the way done with Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, and we still don't have concept art. So who in the hell knows? I don't know.
Yeah, just the vehicle rides. That's the only concept art we got. Huh?
Pretty much. Well, Tom, it was a great conversation. I always am super excited to have you on the show. Where can everyone find you on social media? And like you said, if you want to just remind everybody when your spectacular Lunar New Year video is coming out for everyone to watch.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, man. It's always a fantastic time when I come on. I'll be on soon again. I'm getting the Lunar New Year out with all 12 items that I have eaten on Saturday. So that's the best time. I'll probably do an announcement before on my YouTube community page and then also Instagram and stuff. I got a lot of other Disney videos coming out, a lot of food reviews. I went to Paseo, downtown Disney. That's a really good Mexican restaurant. I have a lot of stuff coming. It's just let me get the editing going. I still got my Vegas videos coming too, so just stay tuned and keep your eye out.
And I just want to jump on one aspect that you were blowing up my phone. Text me like, oh my god. There was one little clip you put on Instagram. Can you let everyone know on the show right now how many views does that little clip have on your Instagram?
Oh, so I got two reels that hit this week. I got the Lunar New Year one that hit 107K because my boy Culture, thank you. He runs the Vietnamese page Culture on IG. Shout him out. He collabed with me on that post, so that was fire. And then I'm a big UFC fan. I went to the new Intuit Dome for UFC 311. It was crazy. I got like almost 600K views on that. It's blowing up big time. Uncle Dana White, I need a job, man. Hire me at UFC.
Yeah, no kidding. Or
Yeah.
Either that or make you a part of the press when it comes to theme park events, because damn, you have it nailed in. Man.
I need something. Thanks, man. Yeah, you can find me, like I said, at TommyToon_ on Instagram or TommyToonWorld on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Bluesky. But I'm just trying to get the hang of that one. But yeah, Theme Park Conductor, man, I always appreciate you. You come with the fresh news all the time. Man, keep it up.
And I again, it's always great having you on the channel. I'm always excited because like we talked about, I'm going to be seeing you in a couple months here for the
probably like four months almost exactly. Yeah, we'll be there. 70th Disney.
And then 2 or 3 months after that, HHN again?
HHN, yeah, and then a month after that, Horror Unleashed in Vegas.
Yep. Damn, we got a stack lineup. Jesus.
Yeah. It's 2025's fire. We may hit Epic Universe still too, so we don't know yet.
Yeah, that's still up in the air. I kind of want to feel it out and kind of let the static kind of clear out, and then
sure.
I will definitely want to make a trip out there, because boy, oh boy, if what I'm hearing is we're going to get a Dark Universe West Coast version, I just see that East Coast version. I'm telling you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man. But again, great having you on the channel. Everyone, you can find me, Theme Park Conductor, on Instagram, YouTube, and Bluesky at Theme Park Conductor. You can find me on X at Theme Conductor. And check out my page, because I posted, I think, 4 or 5 videos now. I got 2 live streams on there. I got a video POV of the Avengers Reserve store in downtown Disney. I got another one of Wonderful World of Sweets, and a little shout out and kind of pissed Tommy off. I got the caramel. It's fire. I love it. And then again, I also have that Lunar New Year video, so definitely check it out next week on Conductor Thursday live stream. I'm going to have Mr. Webba and Orange Grove 55, so definitely stay tuned for that. And Tommy, we will have you back very soon, sir. It's always great to have you on the live stream.
I appreciate you, man. Till next time.
Till next time. Peace out, everybody. Be safe, be kind, and don't try to kill each other, please. It'd be nice. Please don't.